we have the pleasure to have drummer from SABATON himself. Please name yourself.
My name is HANNES and I'm happy to be here.
Great. So thank you very much for having the time with us today. We're for sure gonna enjoy your show, and actually we've seen you a few times quite with the MP here in Spain, but we saw you a few years ago, and the band you were playing, it was like 300, 400 people.
Right, yeah.
Today you're headlining a Spanish festival and it's full of people. So
yeah.
How does it feel? Do you feel that SABATON has conquered Spain finally?
Well, SABATON is a band, I guess, that doesn't really give up. You know, I don't think there's any reaching a certain goal, but we're absolutely super happy to have come this far. You know,
yeah.
We're not done yet. So to play here tonight, again, we were here 2 years ago and played, and we had such a blast. And to play for all the Spanish people, it's always a huge blast. So
Great.
it'll be great.
Is it one of your favorite countries, perhaps, to play?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Great. So actually you work very hard. It's like album, tour, festival, recording of albums, you never stop. Do you think that music, perhaps world music, has changed so much that a band really needs to keep active and not stopping in order not to be forgotten, like to be on the line every day?
In a way, yeah. I think it depends a little bit on what level the band is at. You know, if you're a huge band with the back catalog, with all the albums, the songs, whatever, of course you can take a lot longer in between things. But for us, yeah, I would say so. And people expect a bit faster than it was some years ago. So yeah, I would say it's a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually to combine such a, because to be in a band like this, it requires a lot. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of work behind. So how can you combine personal life and such a hard work like SABATON does?
Do I? Do I manage? I don't know. I think what you shouldn't forget is that we love to do this. It's the biggest dream, you know, as growing up to be able to play music and make a living out of it. And the playing is always great, you know, and no matter where you are in the world, you know, the traveling might be the one thing that wears you out after a while.
Yeah.
But as playing the shows, I could play 29 days a month. And then the next 2 would be travel days, so I'm all good with that. And then you got to make yourself really fucking good at planning, so you can, you know, spend time with your family when you have time. But I think our schedule is pretty smartly planned. Like we have a few weeks off here, and then we play, and
you go back home, then you continue playing.
Yeah.
And I think that, and this is just my personal opinion, you tell me here, but I think that all the changes that you had internally in the band with members are due to the natural way that SABATON has been growing up. So there's a lot of dedicated time just for the band, and there's a lot of hard work, as we were saying before. Do you think that the changes are due to this, because this natural change brings the hard work to the band?
You mean like band member change?
Yes, exactly.
Well, sure. I think for Tobbe, the guitar player that left a year ago or so, I think for him it was a combination of things. And I know him in and out, he knows me in and out. So the statement he put out was 100% true. He need to follow his heart, and that's what he did. But yeah, it ain't for everyone, this life. And there's a reason why people quit huge bands.
Sure.
Because they're fed up with all the traveling and playing, you know, whatever. But yeah, so then go and do something else, you know, and the ones who still dig it, we're still here.
Exactly. And actually, when you were 14 years old and you first listened to For Whom the Bell Tolls from Metallica, you were just like, wow, I truly want to sound like that. I'm amazed by this song. I'm amazed by that band. What do you think, like, if you could just go back, be 14 years old again, but be influenced by the sound of Saint Anger by Metallica too? How do you think that will influence you? Because
what if that was the first thing I heard?
Yes.
Maybe I would be working at a bank instead then. Well, I don't know. I'm happy that I heard. I'm happy that I heard Ride the Lightning first, you know. And I'm still trying to sound that fucking heavy, you know. And
great album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great album.
Yeah, better snare sound in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what a great band, you know. They still kick ass, so I think it's fucking cool.
For sure. Just wish we could just go back to the 80s to see them in the 80s. That would be like amazing too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And actually there's a lot of people that, and not only for Sabaton, with a lot of bands, that they see like the outfit and they have the concept of, wow, that band wears that outfit, they're gonna sound like this or that, so they get influenced just by an external thing.
All right, yeah, before listening.
Exactly, exactly. So what do you think about this? What do you think about just by bringing this kind of outfit with Sabaton, do you think that you have perhaps less fans due to that?
Possibly, sure. But I think that everybody should take their time to listen to music before looking at it. I mean, if you go to a live show, then fair enough.
Yeah, sure.
But I think a friend of mine, we talked a few, this years ago, but anyway, like he would only listen to 30 seconds and then I don't like it, or I like it, you know?
Cannot judge with 30 seconds.
So I think that's so stupid. I think people, like I've been doing a lot lately, go home, put on a great album, listen to the fucking album, whether you like it or not, or if they're wearing camo pants or not.
Exactly.
You know, Udo was wearing camo pants, is wearing camo pants, except that was great.
Yeah.
So just take your time, listen to it, and give the music an honest chance for you know. And some albums, like these days, albums are made in the track order for a reason. A lot of albums, I would say, especially in heavy metal and hard rock.
Yeah.
So listen to the whole album, and then I want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear it before you gave it a true chance. You know, so yeah, be open-minded. I think is a good idea.
And it's the best thing, and it's what it keeps you learning, right? From everything.
Yeah, sure, man. I heard there was an interview last time we were in Spain. Actually, I heard that somebody said that rock and roll was dead.
Oh really?
You know,
who said that?
I don't know. Somebody with a long tongue. I don't know. Well, then you.
Was it you? Was it you, the man behind the camera? No, for sure not.
Is that Gene Simmons?
No, for sure not. He's in love with rock and roll and metal, so for sure he wasn't the one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the day you stop listening to new music, you know, you don't only need to do that, but keep your ears and mind open for it, because you might end up finding your new favorite band.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you missed out on so much great stuff. So stop being so fucking fast and sit down and listen to a whole album. You have time with that, you iPhone fucking finger bastards.
So actually, you name it Bone, Hand and Moon, like principal influences for you.
Yeah.
And normally, if you just stop thinking about what you can see, a young drummer will look back at like Nick McBrain, Dave Lombardo, Eric Carr, like more drummers from now than more old drummers. So why is that? How did they influence you? Why did you go back that long instead of just having like influences more new?
Well, I think it was pretty simple. That was the music that was played in my house with my, my mom. She was into like the Beatles, Ringo Starr, and Led Zeppelin, and more that kind of The Who, you know. So that's where I came in at the first place. And then when I grew older, of course, I got into Nick McBrain, Dave Lombardo, Eric Singer, and even newer, Gene Hogland, all these amazing drummers. So, yeah, my favorite drummer list is like huge.
It's like huge.
Yeah, like it should be. Yeah.
Exactly.
And for different styles, there can be, if you like, Dave Lombardo, what he did with Slayer, and you also dig Ringo Starr, what he did with Beatles.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about what you have been listening to and how open you are to new stuff or old stuff or whatever.
Best thing is to be open-minded, right?
That's my opinion. I think so. Yeah.
Great. So actually, guys, EMP interviewed you a lot of times. I would say that it's the band that we interviewed the most, actually. So let's gonna do something different, right?
Okay.
So I'm just gonna name you, and I'm sorry for my pronunciation because my Swedish is absolutely horrible. It's like a zero on the left, right?
I'm still trying to.
Okay. So I'm just gonna name you some names that are already written down. So in case you don't understand me, you can read over there, right?
Sure. I'll do this first.
Okay, and then you tell me what comes first to your mind.
All right.
All right. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, the man, the fucking king. What comes to my mind is his book.
Really?
Yeah, by his biography.
Oh wow, is it interesting?
Yeah, you understand where he comes from and why he is the way he is.
Okay.
Zlatan, great.
Great. ABBA, music band.
Can I go back to Zlatan again? I can say as much as if it wasn't for Zlatan, our soccer team would have not existed. So thank you. Thank you, Zlatan.
Thank you.
All right, ABBA.
ABBA, yeah.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is a can of fish and anchovies.
Really?
Because there's a brand in Sweden called ABBA.
Oh, really?
So when you just said it, that's what came to my mind. But other than that, that's...
Now we know something more.
Yeah, it's caviar and fish and whatever. But what comes to my mind is that if you go abroad, it's like, oh, you're from Sweden, ABBA, right?
Yeah, ABBA.
Yes. So that question comes to mind.
What about Pippi Langström? I'm sorry for my pronunciation.
Awesome.
Awesome. Really?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I was brought up with it.
No,
you know?
me too. But
yeah.
we all watched it like Pippi Langström. It was like on the morning and.
What is it called in Spanish?
It's the same, Pippi Langström. Well, but we pronounce it Pippi Langström.
All
like,
right.
Very marked.
Yeah. Pippi Langström.
Or Pippi Calzas Largas, which is the translation for Spanish.
Okay, awesome. Well, Astrid Lindgren, who wrote all the stuff, she was very early, I think, and I think for a TV show, especially in that time where there was a girl with that fucking power.
Exactly.
I think that's great. I have a daughter myself, and I was brought up with only my mom, so I have a lot of power ladies in my family, and Pippi Langström was definitely a fucking cool girl.
Okay, good. I love it. I was raised with that, and I just
me too.
really love it.
That and Moomin.
Exactly. So. Yourself. What do you think about yourself?
How long do you have? About myself? That's fucking hard.
Give me 3 adjectives, so I'll make it easier.
I don't know. I would say... I don't know, that's really hard. God damn it. Myself.
We knew it was going to be the hardest one.
Drumming. Skateboarding.
Okay. Third one?
Photography and cooking.
Oh, photography and cooking. You like cooking?
I love it. Yeah, I used to work in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did you used to cook?
Well, actually, I was never a chef, so I had to like cut onions and fold napkins and make dough and like the shit stuff for the whole day.
So now for me it's hard to imagine yourself like doing this kind of stuff.
I know. But yeah, I used to work with that, you know, and still like cooking and being here in Spain eating. We just had paella.
Oh yeah, you tried paella already,
of course,
right?
Yeah. A good Spanish paella is just great.
What's your favorite food? If you have to pick a type of food, what would be your favorite one?
I think my favorite food is to eat the local food in the country I'm in, because it's always the best. If you're in Spain, Spanish food, quality, great, you know, here you can go out and pick a tomato, you know, and eat it.
Actually, yeah.
And it actually tastes something, which is not the case in Sweden. If I'm in Sweden, I like traditional Swedish food. It goes for Japan and all over the world.
Sushi and...
Indian food. So.
Cool. So thank you very much for your time. We truly appreciate it. We're gonna enjoy the show of SABATON tonight, and this was us for EMP. Thank you very much, SABATON again.
Fastest to win, the invasion has begun.